Guys, this is Jessica and welcome back to my channel, The Retro Farmhouse. Today I'm doing another video of a little farm vlog, things that we've been doing currently around here and some of the DIY projects. If you guys are interested, stay tuned. We've got some really awesome things coming up. If you do like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as giving us a thumbs up, as that really helps to promote my channel. So today we're working on a project to build a small little chicken house that we're going to be able to put over our large garden. We like to move our chickens to our bigger garden areas to prep them for spring and leave them on there for a couple weeks to kind of scratch around, fertilize the area. We're building just a small coop here of whatever scrap wood that we have, just a real simple design, something that's square up off the ground, can house a couple of nesting boxes for the chickens to lay in, and also just an area for them to get underneath during the day to provide some shade or shelter. We ended up doing more of a slant on the roof part just so that water will pull off of there. It does rain a lot here in Louisiana. So we just did basically 2 square pieces, and then a third one will go in the middle so that that'll create our floor for our coop. We went ahead and placed 1-inch wire on the bottom, so that will allow for better ventilation and also for the droppings to go down onto the garden more easily. We did use a pneumatic stapler to put a lot of the staples in on the chicken wire, but we also found that using the little U-shaped nails that they use for fencing and things like that worked a lot better in certain areas, just to kind of create a little bit more security. For the roof area, we're trying out just whatever materials we currently have on hand. We had these really thick plastic pieces from some free sawdust that we get from cabinet companies for our horses. So we just took that and placed that over top and are stapling that down, and then we'll put a rooftop on here. I'm gonna see how this works out. If it tends to start leaking a lot, we'll just take this off and just go buy some of the metal sheets that you can use for roofing. For the sides and the top, I'm using these leftover cedar fence pickets. You all have probably seen me use these in a lot of projects. I got these for free from somebody who was tearing down their old fence. There's still a lot of life left in these, so I'm just kind of using these to screw into the sides and on the top of my coop here. Here our coop is finished. I'll show you how it works. We ended up making the little door part of their little incline that they can go up into, and they can close that. And here you can see we've placed them on our in-ground garden bed that we used last year just to kind of re-amend the soil. We ended up making this little hatch on the back so that I could easily access the eggs. I made these little boxes out of some scrap wood as well and just placed some hay in there, and this is where a lot of the chickens will nest and lay their eggs. Our next project in anticipation for all of the chickens that we're going to be receiving is this chicken tractor. This is more like a small rectangular tractor that you can place on grass, and you move it gradually to new grass each day for your chickens. And we got these plans off of Sow the Land, and it was really easy to use, and I'm probably going to end up making one more of these just for some more chickens if I like to move them around, fertilize the area, and get them more pasture to eat off of. If you're part of our Instagram, you probably saw all the little baby chicks that we got in the mail. We got these from McMurray Hatchery, and we had a pretty great success rate with all of these. We had about, I believe, 15 to 20 some new ones that we got, including 4 more baby ducks. Here they are. We have them in the coop outside. They're a couple weeks old by this point, and the ducks really do grow a lot faster than the chickens. They're starting to get feathers on them. We do have to kind of watch out for the colder nights, and when that happens, we just stick them in a warmer area in the barn and provide some heat. But as you can see here, I just take the tractor and I move it along a little bit each day. It's not really that hard to pull. I'm just going a little bit slower because they're smaller, but as they get more used to moving along with the new grass area, they'll know where they need to go as far as with me being able to pull the tractor. Okay guys, I don't know if you can see in here very well. This is Maui, our male goose, and his female, it's kind of hard to see in there, but if you see that little white thing in there, she's actually sitting on a nest of eggs, and she has about 5 or 6 of them, I think, that she's laid. I don't know if they're gonna hatch or not, but we thought we'd maybe give her a shot if she wanted to see if she could hatch these. Most geese usually start laying in the spring about this time, or early spring, and they lay a clutch of eggs before they start sitting on them. So Maui here is being very protective over her and watching her, and she'll come out eventually and eat and drink for a little bit and then kind of go back there and sit on her nest. And as I'm sure a lot of you all experienced, you got probably the latest ice storms that we had a couple weeks ago. This was a very rare occurrence for Louisiana here. We don't usually get this type of weather, but it was very interesting to see all of the icicles and everything. We were very fortunate we didn't lose any power. Some of my collard greens actually ended up surviving. I wasn't really sure if they would or not without, you know, having proper covering on them. I don't know if y'all can see my breath or not. It is so cold out here right now. Just locking up the animals, making sure everybody's got adequate hay, and all the wind chill is kind of, we've wrapped a lot of stuff in tarps and different things like that, a lot of the coops. Make sure that the wind chill doesn't get to the chickens or anything like that. That's kind of the biggest thing with chickens, ducks, anything like that. Making sure that you kind of wrap everything up so that the wind chill doesn't get to them. But just out here doing those nightly duties, whether it's rain, sleet, snow, or shine, you kind of have to come out here and just make sure everybody's doing okay. Once it warmed up, we did go ahead and get some more garden soil to put into my raised beds here. I like to tend to use a lot of the materials that I already have. I cleaned out our chicken coop at least once or twice a year, and I use that to go ahead and throw into our flower beds. I also use any kind of just leaves from the fall foliage or any fallen limb branches, anything like that. That tends to help to fill up these flower beds or these garden beds a lot better than having to pay a lot of money for, you know, garden soil like at Lowe's or something like that. And this was a warm day. We went ahead and I like to go ahead and get some of our seedlings started in February. Since we have kind of a longer growing season here in Louisiana, we can actually start a lot of our in-ground gardening in March. So here I'm just taking some of my trays. I get these off of Haas Tools. I really like these because they have the smaller pods and you can water them from underneath. It's really important to water seedlings from underneath if you can on a tray, because that tends to help the roots grow down into the soil and create a really good root system. Once they start to produce their true leaves, then I tend to pot them up into a next pot, and I have them under some grow lights. I usually keep these indoors. We don't have a greenhouse or anything like that yet, and I've had to do this for a couple years now, and it's worked out pretty well. Thank you guys again so much for coming along today on today's video, and stay tuned. We'll be working probably on that next project I mentioned in the recent haul video of my antiques. I'm going to be working on doing a little kitchen for my little one for her upcoming birthday in the next month. So if that's of interest to you guys, don't forget to hang out and push that notification bell, and it will notify you of all the videos that I have coming up. We'll see you guys again next time.